So I finally found a non-LTD Chevy Silverado. So this is the refreshed version of the new half-ton pickup. Now, when I say it's refreshed, normally that means the exterior and interior is going to get a nice makeover, and I would definitely be lying to you if I said that this truck had that. But the exterior definitely did get an uptick, and I think it looks amazing actually. So I am going to show you guys the interior. I'm going to show you guys the payload as I always do. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Special shout out to Fitzgerald Auto Mall here in Frederick, Maryland. They do have a Chevy and a Cadillac franchise. Be sure to check out their new and used car inventory and ask for Mario, the sales manager, or David Harrison, the salesperson. So here is the window sticker. This is going to be a Glacier blue metallic, 2.7 turbo high output with an 8-speed transmission. And then here's your standard equipment for this particular one. Now base price is going to be at $48,700. And then here is the only option on this truck, which is that Glacier blue metallic. Really beautiful color. All in price is $49,290. And it looks like fuel economy took a small dip with the high output 2.7 turbo. So the biggest update to this truck is really, as I mentioned, on the front. And notice how the hood has this black little trim piece on the top of it. Looks really good actually. And the headlights are slightly redone. This is probably the biggest update on the front end in my opinion. And I really do like the front grille. Z71 package was on this one since it's a Trail Boss. Chevrolet is spelt out. Red tow hooks down below. Looks really good. Let's check out if they have any skid plates. Well, you have maybe a small one under with the transfer cases, but that's pretty much it. You do have some active grille shutters too, but otherwise it's pretty basic since this is a custom Trail Boss. Love this blue color, looks amazing. I think blue is back in for sure. Wow, that color is worth $395 more. Now, as far as your wheel and tire selection goes, this is going to be an 18-inch wheel, and it's wrapped in a Goodyear Wrangler, and it's going to be an LT 275/65/18, so that's going to be a 33-inch tire. And because it's an LT, it's going to have some good capacity at 25/35, and it's going to be 50 psi cold too. It's going to have an independent front suspension and black accent on the mirrors, door handles around the windows. They do provide a convex just on this side, and that's just what we got right there. I like the fact that it doesn't have running boards because you can tell it has like a little bit of a raised height without them. In the comment section, let me know what you guys think about these black wheels too. Are they just enough or not enough? Now, this does have a 24-gallon fuel tank. I would like to see a bigger one as an option, at least on the 5.3, 6.2. And then check out your graphics inside the Trail Boss decal here. So not much has changed out back. You do have the black bumper front and rear. Love these steps out back too, really helpful. And you do have a class 4 receiving hitch, 4 and 7-pin connectors. And this is going to be electronically controlled, backup camera, and you do have a light for your conventional hitch. Now, even if you get a basic Silverado, they still provide a assisted tailgate. I do know that Ram does not. And you do have a 120-volt plug out back, lights in the bed and up top. This one does not have a spray and bed liner. I definitely would recommend, because as you know, this is gonna get all scratched up. So here's the other side of this truck. It doesn't look darker in the shade, even though my camera might make it appear that way. It's still pretty light as a blue. Now out back, GM does give you leaf springs, and this one does have Rancho shocks as well. And I believe this is geared, was it 323? Excuse me, Outback is geared at a 342 rear axle. Sorry about that. But there is availability on a Silverado LT to get a 323, but on the Trail Boss it's going to be geared a little bit higher. Wow, looks really good. So this is going to be the high output 2.7 liter inline 4 turbo. It's going to be good for 310 horsepower, which is identical to the previous 2.7, but it's going to have a big bump in torque from 348 to 430, and it's made it to an 8-speed transmission. Last time I drove it, I did not really like the 8-speed combo with this. I think that they should have probably put the 10-speed behind it. I feel like the 8-speed was too busy, so we'll see how it does today. This is going to be the Trail Boss, so there could be a difference with that 342 rear end. Now, as you saw with the title, I have never seen a manufacturer update the exterior but do nothing for the interior. Normally, they'll do more on the interior of things just to give it that new fresh look and just do small enhancements like they did for this one. But this is the same interior as you saw back in 2019, and I will say, yeah, this was not a good call on GM's part. I would have done a whole new interior for all trim levels. So if you want the new interior, you have to go up to an LT, and of course the sky's the limit from there. But overall, this is definitely just not competing well in the marketplace. Even a base model tradesman looks better than this from Ram, or even a work truck from, you know, Ford, like the XL is going to do a better job. And this is actually a step up from a work truck. So if you compare the lowest trims from the other ones, this is definitely just lacking a lot. But nevertheless, you know, I'll still show you guys around this interior. You do have some USBs, power plugs, and this one does have downhill assist. It does have the auto stop start function. You can drop the tailgate, one zone climate, and believe it or not, this screen, all things considered, does have really good resolution. Let me show you the backup camera. It's pretty good, actually. They do provide a line if you're backing up, or you can have no line. And overall, the appearance of the interior is very fitting for a basic truck. Even when you go up in higher trim levels, it gets a little bit better, but for the most part, it does lag behind the others, even Toyota at this point. I think even Nissan has a slightly nicer interior than this. You still get LED lights though. That is one good advantage. Out back, you do have a 60/40 bench seat, and I love the flat floor surface. Very useful. Keep in mind, this rear glass is fixed, so if you get a custom, you might have to do some research to see if there's an option to have a sliding rear glass. Now, as far as the numbers go, your gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 7,000 pounds. The gross combined weight rating is going to be 14,500 pounds. The rear gross axle weight rating is going to be 3,800 pounds. Curb weight comes in at 5,141 pounds. Max payload is 1,859. So this truck does give you some payload. So if you want to carry some stuff, haul a trailer, you do have a good amount of capacity there. Conventional trailer, 8,900 pounds, and at 890 pounds for tongue weight. That's the maximum they're saying you can do. And then your gooseneck is going to be 8,800 pounds with 1,320 pounds max tongue weight. And if you want to know what your gross axle weight rating up front is, it's right there. One thing I want to mention too is you can definitely see that hood design a lot better versus the older hood. Alrighty, so here we go. Here we go. I don't think you're going to feel a huge difference in the performance because you didn't really gain any horsepower, but it's still worth a drive, right? Still worth the drive. This definitely feels a little different from the one I drove last time, but we haven't gotten it up to speed yet, so I can't make any assumptions. But overall, I do like the way these GMs handle, you know, having the extra lift, the 33-inch tires. This is a really good option. I mean, even though this interior is not up to par per se, I still think it's a good, valuable package for you. I think that you just have to kind of figure out for yourself what's important to you. I mean, this suspension is great. I think that the independent front suspension works well with GM's, overall balance. And yeah, it definitely, there might be a little bit more grunt, but it's probably not a huge difference. I have to do a side-by-side acceleration test to really even see it. I think even if I drove them back to back, I don't know. I just don't think that torque's going to really give you that performance you're really looking for. It typically has to be horsepower and torque gains, but overall, if you're towing, that's where you're going to really see the difference, especially if you're going up a grade. But this is definitely priced well. I mean, hey, $50,000 for an off-road rig like this, come on. You can't get that from Ford and Ram right now. Look at a TRX, as we just speak, a TRX goes by 100 grand right there and 9 miles to the gallon. All right, here we go. I'm gonna roll into the acceleration for you really quickly. Not too much, just enough. You do hear some turbo sounds from the turbocharger. So if you were to put an intake on this thing, you would really get some nice sounds. All right, here we go. It's okay. It's okay. We're running at about just under 2,000 RPM. Oh, there it is. It just jumped. It might be in 8th gear now. So we're under 1,500 RPM. So we'll probably be about 1,700 RPMs if we were at 70, 75. So all in all, not a bad truck, guys. I have nothing bad to say about this. The 2.7 is underpowered for what I would want it for. I wouldn't use this in tow at max personally. I think I would probably stick around 5,000 pounds. And I mean, really, in the half-ton market, I mean, that's really about all of it too, because these trucks are so light. But the outside looks great. Inside, I would love to see them refresh the whole thing. Stop being lazy, GM.